This is one of those moments in time where I have to stop and seriously address YouTube for a minute with the simple question: the fuck are you doing? The fuck are you doing? The fuck are you doing, YouTube? You're banning gun related videos, or you're tightening the grip on gun related videos, right? Like, this is actually really bothersome to me. And I am not even a big fan of guns. But when it comes to freedom of expression and freedom to create the content that in many cases, many people who are pro 2A in this country and around the world really like. And there are many people out there like FPS Russia that have made a lot of money off of this kind of content. And now because of social pressure, you are afraid of it. I cannot stand idly by and not say anything back against this because of how the implications could effectively be for later on in the channel. And you might be thinking to yourself, what are you talking about? It's that gun-related content. But what if they come for commentators? What if they come for anti-feminists? What if they come for anti-social justice warriors? What if they come for someone like me and they deplatform me? They tell me I can't do this anymore because I have an opinion that is not liked by certain people, or an opinion that is not the status quo. But I've broken no laws and I've committed no crimes. But now I'm a bad guy. I'm persona non grata. That's what they're doing. This is where it starts. And I'm a liberally minded person, by the way. And I am very much not on board with this. So, yeah. Anyway, YouTube tightens its policies on gun-related videos. YouTube is enacting a bit of its own gun control. 1 month after the mass shooting in Parkland, Florida, and 5 days before the planned March for Our Lives protest, the world's top video site tightened its policy regarding firearms. Thanks to the changes, YouTube will now prohibit several types of content, including videos that sell firearms, feature certain accessories, or teach viewers how to manufacture their own guns. So you're telling me I can, like, DIY a fleshlight or something, but I can't DIY a, 1911. Don't get me wrong. I understand essentially what they're doing. I do. I understand, and I get why. But I just don't agree with it. I just don't agree with it. Because these people have literally committed no crimes. If they're reviewing a product or they're demonstrating a product, they've committed nothing wrong. This isn't even a wrong thing scenario. This is just YouTube once again overreacting to a problem that didn't start with them. It's people once again being punished for something they did not do. And that is one of my biggest complaints with YouTube as of late, is this is where it is. They're attacking certain people for things they had nothing to do with. And that is, it's so fucking wrong. Video makers who show intent to sell guns or link to sites to sell them will now run afoul of YouTube's content guidelines. Many of the new restrictions cover accessories such as high-capacity magazines and devices that allow semi-automatic weapons to fire at fully automatic rates. One of the best-known examples as the latter category is the bump stock, which was employed by the shooter who perpetrated last year's massacre in Las Vegas. After the tragedy, YouTube placed restrictions on bump stock videos. The site's new guidelines will build atop that foundation. Now, linking over to sites that sell guns, okay, fine. I'm a little bit more relaxed on that one. But only because those sites still require them to go through the necessary background check. That doesn't change. Just because someone links over to a site where you can buy guns doesn't mean that, like, it's going to be Jimbo's backyard warehouse of machinery and firearms. Come in, buy a 45 and get yourself a corn dog for free. None of that's the case here. There's still going to be those types of sellings. Now, if they have videos that teach you how to turn something fully automatic, again, that's kind of a new, it's a tough one. I think that would be on a case-by-case basis, and everything else. I could see them making that age restricted, but banning it, shutting it, taking it down, I don't know. They've done nothing wrong. I mean, look, if the video itself is a violation of the law, which if it makes a semi-automatic, fully automatic, that would be a violation, that I understand. That's a crime. But if these things are legally not a crime, then what's the problem? What's the crime? Oh, you're afraid someone is going to watch them and learn and then go off and do this thing. That's not going to stop. That's not going to stop. This is not the answer. Shutting things down, restricting people to information is not the answer. I bet you after the situation in Austin, they're going to start cracking down on any kind of bomb-related content. Now, that actually, there's really not much of a need for bomb-related stuff, but at the same time, it's kind of like, if people are doing nothing wrong and nothing is a violation of any law on a federal level or a state level, then I don't see the problem with it. Now, it says here that we routinely make adjustments to our enforcement guidelines across all of our policies, reads a statement from YouTube spokesperson. While we've long prohibited the sale of firearms, we recently notified creators of updates we will be making around content promoting the sale or manufacture of firearms and their accessories, specifically items like ammunition, Gatling triggers, drop-in auto sears. We will begin enforcing these new guidelines next month. We recommend creators to take a look at our help center and review their content during that time. So this is just the start of something. Because if you look into the chat, you can see the chat there. Criminals don't give a fuck about gun laws. Because they don't. They don't care. And all this does is push this information that ultimately, it might even be benign in many cases, it moves it further to the underground. It moves it further to the deep web, where they can do whatever they want and it's untraceable. Where they can learn about these things and get full-on tutorials and meet like-minded people. I'm not saying shutting this down is going to lead to anything massive happening, but I mean, if someone gets ancillary information and then chooses not to act upon that, or maybe it's just it becomes too much of an issue and no one is there egging them on about it, then they might move on with their life and go do something else. But if someone goes into the deep web and gets into a community of people that are kind of like-minded and they egg them on, that could lead to something more tragic. Now, I have no proof of any of that. It's just some mere speculation, but it is also a fear. People who are determined to commit these acts will never stop. This is where it's not about trying to ban people watching videos about this, because they're going to find other ways, right? We've already seen the video games are the problem. Movies are the problem. Now, gun-related videos on YouTube are the problem. When are people going to stop? And they're going to look back at the families of these kids. And the people that go, you know what, maybe that Bobby isn't right. That boy ain't right. And they stop and they talk to him. We should be encouraging that. We should be encouraging parents to stop and talk with their kids about it. But no, YouTube just wants to come in once again and hold everyone's hand and try to act like they're not Facebook. Because that's what I feel this is. I feel like in everything going on Facebook right now, YouTube just wants good PR. This coming after last year's apocalypse, they just want good PR. But there is a bit of a funny note to this story too. So as YouTube begins crackdown on gun channels, one of them heads to PornHub. That is pretty funny. So fewer than 48 hours after YouTube announced a tightened policy concerning gun-related content, creators are feeling the effects and scrambling for solutions. No matter how out of the box they may seem, brands like Spike's Tactical see their channels terminated thanks to infringements of YouTube content guidelines. One firearms channel has set up shop on pornography video platform PornHub. The channel making the bold move is InRangeTV, which counts 143,000 subscribers on YouTube. Aggrieved by the new standards, which prohibit videos that link to firearm sales, instruct viewers on firearm manufacturing, or promote the installation of certain accessories, such as high-capacity magazines, InRangeTV has launched a PornHub channel where 3 of its videos are currently available. They say here, YouTube's newly released vague and one-sided firearms policy make it abundantly clear that YouTube cannot be counted upon for a safe harbor for a wide variety of views and subject matter. InRangeTV is excited to be joining a group of content creators who are truly open and non-judgmental when it comes to potentially controversial content. And for that, I actually have to very much give it to these guys right here. But I would like to offer just a bit of an alternative, if I may. BitChute and DTube are 2 alternatives to YouTube. DTube is decentralized, and it's a good platform. I'm on there. I like it quite a bit. They will not care about any of this, provided you're not, I think, instructing people how to basically, create a caliphate and start taking people out. But in the meantime, YouTube needs to get itself in check. They are going through their identity crisis. Clearly, the effects of 2017 are very prevalent at the company, even though it's been a full 13 months. And I don't see it really ending anytime soon. I just hope that that more people stand up against this and more people speak back against it, and remind YouTube that this kind of censorship even on their platform that they own, and they have every right to do. I want to make that clear. They have every right to do it. But this kind of censorship doesn't go over well for everybody or anybody. And it's up to them to, I would say, prompt more for education rather than just straight up deletion. What you just saw was a shorter clip from a longer show. The Rustled Podcast airs every Sunday through Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. Pacific Standard on rustled.net. Please consider subscribing to the channel as well as 3 Buck Theater and potentially becoming one of our sponsors at patreon.com/mundanematt. Thank you and have a great day.